And just a few things. I will send out a Google form after everyone gives their speech so that you can do the voting. While the speech is happening, there will be the student's name on the screen behind the student. That way you can remember who they are. And I think that is really all there is to it. So again, I'll keep the voting open until I think I have it set for Thursday at 3, so the end of the week at 3. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So we'll go ahead and start. And up first we have Jake Alspa.
Hello? Hello? Yeah?
Hello.
No. Is it on? Is it on? Yes. Shall I use that one?
Oh. Okay. I didn't know.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Is that on the thing?
Should I just move it down? Or? Oh, okay. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
There you go. It's working.
Oh, this is recording me. Oh, sorry. This is not how I planned this to start. Sorry. That good? Okay.
Jake.
Sorry. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Jake Alspa, but Ms. Gagne already introduced me. So I'm Jake Alspa, your ASB Vice President, and first I'd like to begin by saying thank you to whomever nominated me. I am honored to be included in this group. Some of these people I've known since kindergarten, so I can tell you, Dylan has always been the tallest kid in the class, Lakin could always be counted on to do the right thing, and my brother Carlos was already a soccer star at age 6 on our Dragon Hearts team with Coach Karen. Even though parts of us have remained the same, we have also grown and accomplished much throughout the years, so congratulations to us all. It's odd for me to stand up here and tell you what sets me apart and why I'm the best representation of an RHS student over anyone else. It is my belief that, while we all have our own individual achievements, passions, and strengths, as a whole we are similar because we all have achievements, passions, and strengths. Therefore, what really sets us apart from one another depends upon what we value in ourselves. I value having a wide variety of friends. Luis, the scholar, Anna, the actress, Hal, the musician, Mikey, the comedian, Muhammad, the thinker, Raven, the feminist, Lauren, the adventurer, JB, the DH, Anthony, the nerd, Megan, the world traveler, Mahindo, the football stud, Andre, the nervous freshman, and Tommy, the one who can't wait to get out of here. I do not mean to imply that I get along with everyone, because I don't. Sorry, I lost my place. Rather, I make a point not to prejudge people by their reputations. In making myself available and taking the time to get to know people, I meet people who expose me to something new. I choose my friends based on their character. I respect different points of view because I realize that this leads to understanding and knowledge. I enjoy spending time with people who have the same interests as me because we share in our enthusiasm. However, I also enjoy interacting with people who are different from me because they teach me new things and get me to think about things in new ways. I don't really know if this makes me the best representation of an RHS student, but it really is the person I am. Thank you.
Okay, up next we have Carlos Salatori.
Hello, everyone. I don't have the cute intro like Jake. I'm sorry that I didn't. Oh, am I not close enough? Is that good? Oh, okay. And thank you for Ms. Warsaw for nominating me for Student of the Year, and I appreciate all the teachers for coming out and having to listen to all our speeches that I'm sure you guys love to hear. So, he has the type of voice people subconsciously gravitate towards. Even with his sometimes broken English, there is a warmth within his tone, one that transcends language. His tone is gentle, but his message stern. Trabaja duro, hijo. Edúcase y sea un hombre de moral. Work hard, son. Educate yourself and be a man of morality. His face serves as a roadmap of his life. His heavy eyes demonstrate more than exhaustion. They represent his dreams. They are the illustrations of his decisions to pursue something bigger than himself. To leave his country at 17 alone with nothing more than a dream and the clothes on his back. His lips small and sometimes unnoticed, but speak volumes without saying one word. His hands rough enough to reveal the numerous odd jobs held to make ends meet, yet tender enough to believe that they once held me as a small boy. It is the fabric of my being. The fabric of my being is the product of my father. The tendency to work meticulously on gadgets and trinkets, or inadvertently use my textbooks as pillows after a long night of studying, is the embodiment of my father's diligence. My desire to make the world a more inclusive and equal place is derived from my father's fear of having lived an outcast. I stand before you today, and like my father, I'm looking to embark on a journey all on my own. I bring myself, the consequence of an immigrant's success in the United States, and the best representation of an RHS student. A student who is defined by more than a GPA, more than a diploma, a student who understands that his success is more than himself, and his duty it is to become part of someone else's. Like my father, I hope to be an example, demonstrating that dedication, aspiration, and a good heart can take you to heights unimaginable. With the foundation that Rodriguez High School and my father have both afforded me, I hope to have emulated to you guys what it means to be a Mustang. Someone who understands that coming home after practice, sometimes later than 11 o'clock, and then waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning for leadership class, it's worth it. And the stress that sometimes comes along with the 5 AP classes, yeah, that's worth it too. It's worth it because I'm a Mustang, a student that accepts these circumstances and who understands that in reality they're so minuscule to the hardships of others. A student who knows that without the work, there's no result. I stand in front of you all today, proud and confident that I am what it means to be a Mustang. Thank you.
Next, we have Dylan Davison.
Hello, I'm Dylan Davison, and I believe that I genuinely have what it takes to be considered the Student of the Year at Rodriguez. Now, I could be seen as a jack of all trades by the way that I do well in school while still participating in sports and band and other community things. I've received top grades in all of my classes, including the 11 AP classes that I have taken in total. I have participated in varsity sports every year. I've been on varsity cross-country basketball and tennis. I've been the captain of the tennis team for 2 years, and last year I was given the MEL All-League title for doubles tennis. I've done marching band for all 4 years, and I'm currently the alto saxophone section leader. So by that laundry list, you can see that on paper, I'm a good candidate for this honor. But ultimately, none of that holds a candle to what I think my real strong suit as a student is, and that is my desire to learn. It might be hard to take my word for that, and it may border on being over-sentimental, but I'm positive that every single one of my teachers that I've had will tell you all about my dedication and interest in their respective classes. When I go to all of my classes, I want to actually learn. I don't want to just go and collect my arbitrary gradebook points to get an A. I put in all possible effort into every single class because above all else, I have a strong inherent interest to learn. In my opinion, that's what being a student is all about. I would be honored if enough of you would see my passion as reason to choose me as Student of the Year. Thank you.
Next, we have Alicia Dutt.
Short people problems. Alrighty, hello there. My name is Alicia Dutt, and thank you for Ms. Darvazay for nominating me for Student of the Year. So, what is the best representation of an RHS student? Let's see. Well, the answer to this question can't be answered in multiple choice style because there is no one answer. The question can be answered in FRQ format though, and all of us running for Student of the Year hopefully know how to answer this FRQ. A student at Rodriguez High School can be many things, but the one thing that makes a student an RHS student is diversity. Diversity in one's ethnicity, in GPA, in extracurricular activities that we do, in volunteer work, in the kinds of classes we take here, in our future plans, and lastly, in the life experiences that we've had. Everyone at Rodriguez is unique and diverse in their own special way, and everyone at Rodriguez has their own special and unique story. So you may or may not be wondering how Alicia Dutt is diverse. Well, let's just go through that list that I stated earlier. First off, I'm half Afghan and half Indian. I speak 3 languages, Farsi, Hindi, and English. You could say that I speak 3.5 languages since I passed my AP Spanish test, but if you don't think that counts, then it's okay. My GPA probably isn't as high as my friends over here because I know they all have like above 4.0 GPAs, but I have had above a 3.5 my whole high school career, taking many AP classes. I've been a part of and have dedicated most of my time to the marching band and badminton team for the past 4 years. Speaking of which, I actually have a badminton game going on right now that I'm gonna have to catch right after this. I have volunteered at many different places, but my favorite place to volunteer is at North Bay Medical Center because I get to interact with the patients directly and make them smile. And so you may be wondering, why is volunteering at a hospital her favorite place to volunteer at? Well, I've had many ups and downs throughout my life, and one of those could be including the loss of my father due to cancer in my sophomore year. And so at North Bay, I can relate to some of the patients directly, and being able to put a smile on their faces really makes me happy, and I can understand exactly what they're going through. And so by sharing this with you, it is definitely not my intention to have any of you guys pity me. That is definitely not something I want. But it's just a huge it's a huge obstacle that I've had in my life, and the only reason that I did mention it was to show how, even with this huge obstacle that I've had, I continue to work hard. I'm still continuing to work hard to maintain a good GPA. I've been selected to be the section leader in the marching band. I'm captain of the badminton team. I'm one of the 2 presidents of the Honor Society. I got selected to be a link crew leader, not to forget that I'm nominated for Student of the Year. I'll be continuing to make people smile, hopefully, as I attend the University of San Francisco this fall, transferring to UCSF to pursue my dream of becoming a neurologist one day. Surprisingly, I actually accomplished all these great things, even with the huge hurdle in my way, while working at Kumon, with the help of course, my family, my friends, my 2 dogs, and above all, my amazing and fantastic teachers and counselors here at RHS. I don't know if you would say that I'm the best representation of an RHS student, but you can't deny the fact that I'm uniquely diverse. Tashakar, shukriya, gracias, and thank you for this opportunity and your time.
Sophia Moreno.
Good afternoon, teachers and administration. My name is Sophia, and I am honored to stand here alongside my fellow peers and be considered a Student of the Year. And I thank you for letting me have this opportunity to share with you my amazing journey in Rodriguez High School. Throughout my high school experience, I have committed myself to perfecting my academic performance, giving hours back to the community, becoming an expert Netflix binger, and never forgetting my goal of being a future doctor and humanitarian. Throughout this school, I've been the girl who works hard to get the A. I've been their flute section leader. I've been their senior class vice president. I've been their math tutor. I've been Assembly Member Jim Frazier's intern. And most importantly to me, I've been their feminist club vice president. Yet, throughout this school, I have, and always will be, a Mustang. Rodriguez High School has been our home for the past 4 years. I can proudly say that this school has shaped me to be the person I am today. It has given me my friends, my passions, and my strengths and weaknesses. I can't say that this passage was something I did alone or an easy ride down. Throughout my years, this place has given me amazing resources, fantastic teachers, and life-changing experiences that I can't get anywhere else. This school has shown me that my purpose in life was greater than myself. It started when I realized for the next 4 years, I needed to find and shape who I am. And thankfully for this home, I did not do this alone. Mr. Miller gave me a family of 140 kids on the first day of band camp. Mr. Lovinger taught me that I had a voice that needed to be heard. Raven Rainey and Miss M showed me it's never too late to create a club for something you believe in. Clarkston showed me it's okay to be salty and that a B won't be the end of the world. Agan showed me the importance and the great impact of community service that I never saw when I was younger. Jason Yee gave me a place where I can expand my opportunity and find people who have the same passion for medicine as I do. Through the RU, leadership, and my father's Lions Club, I've been able to give back to our community in multiple ways, from crab feeds to local school cleanups to the food bank. Through these amazing experiences, I've been able to see myself grow up and mature to be a woman of passion, perseverance, and knowledge. And this passage I have been through is not extraordinary. I am one of 140 students finishing their story here at Rodriguez High School. To every teacher who has been there for a student, thank you. And to Mr. Isidore, thank you for creating a school that interconnects us all to be a Mustang.
Next up, Justin Murillo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Justin Murillo. I'd just first like to start off by saying that I'm really grateful for being nominated and just for having this chance. It's been a great experience for me to be able to write this speech out and share it with you guys today. So thank you. I'll begin now. The school goes by this code called the RHS Way. It's an abbreviation that represents the standards in which we're all supposed to academically thrive on. And the words are responsible, honorable, and safe. Now, when we hear these words, we realize that our interpretations of what they might actually mean are incredibly unique. Often we find that some words resonate more than others. For me, that word is responsible. You see, I come from 2 generations of immigrants. Most of them worked as pickers, bricklayers, carpenters, basically whatever backbreaking jobs you can think of, they've had to do them. In short, they hustled most of their lives to bring me where I am today, in front of all of you at Rodriguez High School. And I know if I tell most people that name, they probably wouldn't think too much of it, and it might not take their breaths away. But at the same time, I still have a lot of respect for this place. To just be here, to feel safe on campus, to have a free education, equal opportunity. You see, they sacrifice so much of themselves to bring me to a place just like this. And that drives me to what I want most in this world, to be the very best version of myself. You see, I've always felt this sort of sense of accountability towards them. I've always felt responsible to try to become everything they wanted to be, everything they dreamed of, everything they couldn't be. And I know that's an impossible feat to try to do it all, but at the same time, I know I owe it to them to try. So yeah, I do my homework, and I study hard for the tests, and I get A's. But at the same time, I play a lot of music. Here, I got the chance to express myself in marching band, as a soloist in jazz band in our jazz combo. I also got to be a VP of AP Club and co-president of Honor Society, both fantastic experiences for me. Thanks to the CCC, I volunteered at the local hospital, and I also got to compete at the varsity level for golf. And when I'm not with the school, I'm with my dad. I'm working Fridays, breaks, and summers at our family business. So when the finality of graduation does come, I know that I got to be part of something here. I got to be part of a community, one that challenged me in academics, in art, in compassion, in sport, and in leadership. Really, I'm just closer to my goal. You know, I think now back to when we were first asked to make the speech. I remember sitting down thinking to myself, I don't know if I've accomplished as much as the people in this room, but I know I gave these 4 years my best. You see, I can look forward to UC Berkeley with no regrets, and with an enriched foundation, hopefully for more success and a better me. Thank you.
Up next, Lakin Shaw.
Good afternoon to my fellow nominees and the Rodriguez staff and faculty. I would like to start off by simply saying thank you, not just for this opportunity to potentially represent our student body, but for my entire high school career. I've been so grateful for my experience here at Rodriguez. I feel like I've had the opportunity to stretch myself with new challenges, rise to new occasions, make a difference in the world, and most importantly, make a difference for the students coming behind me. I'm really proud of the fact that throughout my educational journey so far, I've never received anything but an A, even while taking as many APs as my schedule will allow and having to be at school at 7 a.m. every morning for jazz band. However, this is not what I would consider my greatest achievement. I've come to believe that challenges build character. When I became the front ensemble captain of the band and drumline as a sophomore, I knew it was going to stretch me. Every week for the last 4 years, we practiced between 9 and 12 hours and spent 18-hour days sometimes at competitions. It was certainly a challenge to maintain my schoolwork while taking on all the responsibility that came with this leadership position, but what I received in return was well worth it. After attending the California Leadership Academy at Chapman University for 2 consecutive years, I learned that leadership is much more than a title, but the ability to put others before yourself and to strive to help the people around you constantly improve. I applied this way of thinking to my leadership position and discovered that I had a huge impact on the underclassmen around me. April 1st marked my last competition, and I was honored to be one of the 6 students out of the whole NCBA to receive a scholarship. Yet what meant the most to me that day were the words of love and gratitude I received from my teammates about wanting to follow in my footsteps in terms of character and excellence. I got to pour into them a big part of my life. They received it and have given it back. While I am truly thankful for the opportunities I've had within the walls of Rodriguez, it is what I've done outside of them that I value most of all and hope to pass on to my fellow peers. I consistently volunteer at my church with the children's ministry. I've gone to Tijuana, Mexico to give support to women and children in a domestic violence shelter. I received the Violet Richardson Award from the Seroptimist of Central Solano for my volunteer work, and have spent several Friday nights feeding the homeless in Vallejo at 1 a.m. The experience that presented me with the most challenges, however, was this past summer when I traveled to Nairobi, Kenya in Africa. I spent each day at the Faraha Primary School in Huruma, the third largest slum in Kenya, where I constantly saw women and children without sufficient food or clothing, walking through raw sewage and garbage in order to get to their homes, which are just dilapidated shacks made out of sheet metal or even cardboard. Even in the worst possible conditions I could have ever imagined, I learned so much about hope and gratitude. The children I had the privilege of meeting were extremely grateful for their chance to get an education, which is just a dream for most of the children living in the slums. Seeing their smiling faces and hearing about their grand aspirations gave me so much appreciation for the education I have here at Rodriguez, and sculpted my future dreams towards studying communications at Pepperdine University so that I might one day be able to be a voice for the children across the world who don't have one. I know that I have been able to achieve all of these experiences because of the influence and support I've received from teachers and students here at Rodriguez. So thank you all for a wonderful 4 years, and I promise to keep what I've learned here in my mind as I continue my educational career and service work. Thank you.
Up next, Raven Rainey.
Fellow student nominees, faculty, and teachers, good afternoon. It is both an honor and a privilege to have been nominated as Student of the Year. I am truly humbled and just would like to say thank you for thinking that I make a good representative of Rodriguez High School. I can honestly state that much of the maturity, growth, and opportunities that I have experienced this past 4 years is due in large part to the Mustang's pride and spirit which permeates the halls and classrooms of Rodriguez. My Rodriguez experience has not only stimulated my educational curiosity, but also has taught me to stretch and push past my comfort zone to accomplish some of the following endeavors on and off campus. A 4-year member of leadership where I currently hold the title of ASB Treasurer, Vice President of the Black Student Union, as well as President of both the Feminist and Interact Club, a mayoral appointee to the Fairfield Youth Commission, a recipient of the Rotary International Good Character Award, and I was able to travel across Europe as the President Eisenhower People-to-People Student Ambassador. The quest for knowledge, information, and answers has always been a passion of mine. However, my Rodriguez experience has taught me a good education not only teaches you how to seek out information and answers to questions, but also to critically think and question answers. Classes at Rod have also led me to discover my love of history, art, literature, and language, all of which I cannot imagine being exposed to anywhere else. Those who led this discovery were none other than the amazing teachers here at Rodriguez. You put in more time and effort than many people will ever know. From those of you I saw in the classroom, to being my club advisors, to just being a friendly face in the hallway, you have all contributed to my education, and I thank you for that. Finally, I am pleased to say my Rodriguez educational experience prepared me to be an early admittee into the fall class of University of Chicago, which was my first choice. Also known as the Harvard of the Midwest, the University of Chicago is a world-renowned institution where I am sure the coursework will be challenging and rigorous. However, because of the Mustang pride and spirit and the encouragement I have felt these past 4 years from all of you, I know I'm up to the challenge. Again, it is an honor and a privilege to have been nominated as Student of the Year, and thank you so much for considering me.
Okay, so up next we have Emmeline Racide, and she is not here, but she did record herself giving the speech. So close your eyes and picture an 18-year-old girl who is not me. So, yes, you can.
These aren't very loud.
On August 17th of 2013, I registered to be a student in the Fairfield Sassoon School District. To my shock, I started to attend Rodriguez High School on that same day in hopes of a better future. A day before this, I moved to Cordelia from Vallejo, California. Vallejo was deteriorating, and the kids I once played with on the playground were getting shot in ties with gangs. My parents recognized the flourishing Rodriguez and knew that I could succeed in a respectable, honorable, and safe environment. Being a freshman in a new school district was hard. After school, I cried every single time I got in the car. I spent most of my days eating lunch alone. I could never fit into a clique. I still cannot, because that is not the way that my parents raised me. I was raised to be kind to everyone, to learn to relate, understand everyone around me, and to know that my biggest competition in life was myself. All of my dearest friends are diverse in surprising ways because of my upbringing. For all 4 years of my life, I have received academic awards and attended all of the academic success assemblies. I endured the sweaty mats and avoided ringworm, wrestling my way during my junior year of high school. The first time I received an RHSY award was when I stopped a fight in the locker room my freshman year. I am currently maintaining a 4.0 GPA. In these 4 years, the most life-changing classes I have had the privilege of being enrolled in were AP Language and Composition, and United States history. In United States history, I learned more than I ever have about history and myself in a different perspective. It was not a cookie-cutter history class, but Mr. Buckley taught us how not to repeat mistakes in history and in life. I thank my counselor for not allowing me to drop my AP Language and Composition class, because Miss Gagnon taught me how to write gracefully, but ultimately this was the class that taught me how to go deeper than the surface and how to accept that it was okay to struggle. Because your struggle leads to success. One of the last assignments we had in AP English was to write about a topic of our choice in 4 modes. I chose my biggest passion, business and cosmetology. When finding a topic, I also found a sense of who I was. I try to excel in every single thing I take on. When I first started to practice cosmetology, I was anything but perfect, so I practiced. I woke up inspired by the littlest of things. I knew that consistency was key. Within a month, I gained 5,000 supporters and I gained recognition by one of the biggest cosmetology brands in the world, Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am establishing a brand for myself at 18. My name suddenly had a story behind it. When my parents wanted me to wait to get a job, I created mine out of passion. Now I work alongside makeup artists and cosmetologists that I only dreamt of meeting 1 year ago. In 10 years, I see myself as a successful businesswoman ready to take on the world. I am the embodiment of the RHS way because I am not perfect, but I try. When I struggle, I get right back up. When my situation is foggy, I can light my own pathway. In this case, the pathway led to Rodriguez. Who knew that a 12-mile move could save your life?
As you may have noticed, she's sick today. And finally, we have Kaylin Webster. Just gonna hand that to you.
All right. Okay. So, good afternoon. First, I would like to thank you guys for this opportunity because it is truly an honor to be a candidate for a Student of the Year. So allow me to go more into depth about myself. Originally, I'm from Richmond, California, and my mother had me when she was 19 years old. My mother always instilled the importance of education to me and raised me to be the young man that I am today. Growing up in such an urban and congested environment helped me to be humble and appreciative of what I have. Living in Richmond was not the best area. I saw a lot of negative things. I excelled in school and was an honor roll student. Within my family, I am the oldest of my siblings, and as the oldest, I strive to be a good role model for my little brother and sister. Being raised in this environment helped me to realize there is more to life and made me want to grow up to be successful and not a statistic. In 2009, my mother fulfilled the American dream and purchased a house. Though she was excited, I was nervous because we were leaving our families who all resigned in Richmond. My mother enrolled me at Green Valley Middle School, and I did not know anybody. I remember my first day of school. I felt nervous and intimidated because I felt I wouldn't fit in, and noticed that the work was much more challenging compared to the other schools. Even the new neighborhood was different. I was accustomed to hearing gunshots and police sirens in the evenings. I remember feeling nervous at night during my first nights in Fairfield because it was very quiet. But it was a blessing for me because even though I wanted to stay in Richmond, living in Fairfield has opened up more opportunities for me. Throughout high school, I have excelled academically as well as in extracurricular activities. My favorite subject in school has always been math ever since elementary school. I've been a part of the Rodriguez Entertainment Unit during all 4 years of high school. I remember my first band practice, I wanted to stop because of how much work it was. But through hard work, dedication, and determination, I stayed with it. I worked my way up to becoming drum captain my senior year and snare captain of the snare line. I also played junior varsity football my sophomore year as a wide receiver, and I've also been a part of the Black Student Union since my sophomore year. This year, I am also a link leader. Outside of school, I am a part of a lot of activities as well. I am a drummer at my church, Word of Faith in San Pablo, and I am currently employed as a youth leader at the Fairfield Police Activities League. I was a volunteer at this year's Winter Review, and this year I was picked by Mr. Isidore to be a part of the Botillion Ball, hosted by the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, where I received the Bow of the Year award through my leadership skills and willingness to help others. During my years at Rodriguez, I was able to maintain over a 3.0 GPA while being in AP classes, marching band, and football. Ever since birth, music has always been the spark in my curiosity. I've always had a talent for playing the drums and a passion for music. Being a part of the Rodriguez Entertainment Unit allowed me to truly realize what my passion was. My passion also plays a role in my life goals. During the summer, going into my junior year of high school, I attended a college tour of historically black colleges in the South and on the East Coast. These included schools such as Morehouse, Clark Atlanta, Tuskegee, and Virginia State University. This tour truly motivated me to do my best in high school and to attend college. This fall, I will be attending Benedict College in South Carolina to major in business management and music technology. My biggest career desire in the world is to become a music producer, producing different genres of music. I want to produce music that puts out positive messages and makes people think differently about things. My long-term goal is to start my own record label. I have chosen to do this through music because it is my passion and a great platform to reach all people at different walks of life. In conclusion, I am the best candidate for Student of the Year because I have displayed the characteristics by showing you can overcome obstacles regardless of your background and be successful. I feel that I have earned it not just through my hard work, but through my willingness to learn, my commitment, dedication, as well as my leadership roles and my mindset for goals that I will accomplish. Thank you.
Okay, that's everyone. Again, I'll send you the Google form if you could please vote before the end of the day Thursday. And if we could just get a round of applause for the nominees. We appreciate having you in our classes, and you'll be missed.
The life, you have walked the walk, you have talked the talk. Each and every day, your faculty, staff, administration see you every day in every sport, in every activity, in your classrooms. Continue to be proud and humble to serve as a Mustang. We love you and we are proud of you, and we wish you all the many successes. The faculty have a hard choice in deciding for one, but right now we know there is 10 right here that truly shine today. Thank you and have a great day. You may be dismissed. Also, in closing, I want to say thank you to Ms. Gagnon. What a